Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. To this video I'm talking about a huge penalty update going into the Barcelona Grand Prix weekend, as well as Lewis Hamilton being surprised at an FIA decision. So let's start with this penalty update. Now at last weekend's Monaco Grand Prix, Pierre Gasly finished P3 on the road, so a podium position. However, at the end of the race he had two 5-second time penalties applied, and as a result this dropped him down to 7th. Now he got those penalties for marginal speeding in the pit lane, one for being 0.1 kilometers an hour above the speed limit and one for 0.4 kilometers an hour. Now Gasly was one of several drivers to receive such a punishment. However, it was only Alpine who launched a right of review, and now it's been revealed that Alpine has won that review after presenting significant new and relevant evidence at a hearing on Thursday going into the Barcelona Grand Prix weekend. And as a result, there's now a second hearing to actually review the penalty. So why have Alpine won this right of review? Well, the race say that the crux of Alpine's case is the stunning revelation that Formula One management provided evidence that the distance used in calculating the official timing and the pit lane speed was inaccurate and overestimated the speed Gasly was travelling at. This means that the system was used correctly on the FIA side, hence the belief on Sunday in Monaco that everything had worked as it should, but it was compromised by being fed inaccurate FOM data. And in their own statement, the stewards said, as quoted by Sky F1, the stewards also noted that they became concerned after the third alleged speeding breach was reported to them by the official timekeeper, and at the time asked race control if it was aware of any issue or irregularity with the system. Race control reported back that it raised the matter with the official timekeeper and was reassured that there were no issues. Now make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula One content and are kept up to date with F1 news. I've just reached 52,000 subscribers and your support is incredible. It means so much to me, as well as all your lovely comments. Thank you so much for it. Now based on these statements, it looks like some drivers were potentially not speeding during the Monaco Grand Prix but were penalised for it. So what does this mean? Well, there's the possibility that the race results could now be changed. The only issue with that though is that this would likely invite more controversy, given other drivers were penalised in Monaco but had them imposed during the Grand Prix rather than as a time penalty added at the end, like what happened with Gasly. So the alternative is that the stewards double down on the penalty and instead use this as a critical lesson to ensure the scenario is never repeated. Now for me, I'd prefer to see the right race result applied and any unfair penalty scrapped. However, I think it's going to be really complicated at this stage to do that, and as a result, I think the latter is a more realistic possibility. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But let's move on to Lewis Hamilton, who's expressed his surprise at Red Bull being deemed to have the best engine in 2026. As we know, Red Bull are making their own power units for the first time this year, and it was not expected that they'd be deemed to have the best engine. However, during the Monaco Grand Prix weekend, it was revealed that the FIA had deemed Red Bull powertrains to have the best engine under the additional development and upgrade opportunity system. Now, if you want to find out more about that and why it's bad news for Red Bull, I'll leave a link to a video I did in the description. But speaking about what Red Bull has managed to achieve with its engine, Hamilton said, as quoted by Racing News 365, "It's definitely a surprise because the Red Bull and Mercedes engines are very, very close. Red Bull has done an amazing job with their engine, but so has Mercedes. And I heard there was someone who went from Mercedes to Red Bull. They've done something that no one thought they'd do in such a short space of time as a new engine manufacturer, and fair play to them. Mercedes still has a good engine, maybe as good, but it's very, very close between them." But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.